I keep running into a particularly insidious type of revisionism, the think of the children revisionism. It is stated repeatedly by disguised fascists, royalists, and liberals LARPing as communists on our board and misusing the concept of empathy that ruling class children can be re-educated and failing that, sent to a labor camp. Let me be perfectly clear. The brats of the petite bourgeoisie, of the bourgeoisie, and of the aristocracy cannot be rehabilitated or re-educated under any circumstances. They must all be liquidated alongside their inbred pedophile worker-hating parents. It is not the duty of the dictatorship of the proletariat to waste precious and limited resources attempting to coddle and re-educate children who, in 99.9% of circumstances, will grow up to be precisely like their parents, to secretly harbor counter-revolutionary opinions and collaborate amongst themselves to foment bourgeois counter-revolution. I don't care if they're in diapers. You put a bullet in their fucking head. Morality is not real. It is a theistic bourgeois construct regarding property relations. It does not matter if this is good or bad. You put the bullet in the bourgeois baby's brain, or he will grow up to kill you and everyone you love and destroy everything you fought for. Do you understand? If not, you are a liberal, a fascist, a royalist, and you ought to be hung by your genitals from the nearest lamppost. You are not a comrade, you are a coward and vermin to be exterminated alongside the ruling class, their children, their pets, and their lickspittle servants. This isn't a question of nurture versus nature either. This is a question of risk, mitigation, and victory maximization. I am not weird or a freak or hate children for understanding this. Take heed, this quote from Mark Twain, who, despite being a feckless bourgeois 19th century liberal, was perfectly capable of understanding the need for revolutionary terror. There were two reigns of terror, if we would but remember it and consider it. The one wrought murder in hot passion, the other in heartless cold blood. The one lasted mere months, the other had lasted 1,000 years. The one inflicted death upon 10,000 persons, the other upon 100 millions. But our shudders are all for the horrors of the minor terror, the momentary terror, so to speak, whereas what is the horror of swift death by the axe compared with lifelong death from hunger, cold, insult, cruelty, and heartbreak? What is swift death by lightning compared with death by slow fire at the stake? A city cemetery could contain the coffins filled by that brief terror which we have all been so diligently taught to shiver at and mourn over. But all France could hardly contain the coffins filled by that older and real terror, that unspeakably bitter and awful terror which none of us has been taught to see in its vastness or pity as it deserves. When the time comes, I don't care if it's your local laundromat owner. I don't care if it's a guy running a hot dog stand. He is bourgeois. You will execute the entire family, or you will be executed alongside them. The pets, the maids, doesn't matter. Kill, kill, kill.